You have all these altcoins, but what do you do with them? We've discussed many times before, we have a master plan to sell the top based on what we call the Golden Bull Ratio, which determines the end of this bull run should be in September, October of this year. It's pretty interesting stuff, and we've talked about that thoroughly. Now, if you want to watch that video, check out the link above. Of course, do it after you watch this one. But today, we're going to be discussing, what is the point of investing in altcoins? I'm going to be sharing with you my crypto endgame for altcoins. Let's get it. BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap gets you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.io. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, the largest crypto channel in all the interwebs. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money in crypto, then make sure to hit that subscribe button for your chance to win a full Bitcoin. We're now over 25% of the way through the contest, so make sure to check the description down below to enter. Also, guys, if you like videos on altcoins, then you're definitely going to love Token Metrics, our coin research site of choice. You can get all kinds of help with your portfolio and hunt for low-cap gems much easier. If you want to try it out, you can get a week trial for only $5 by visiting bitboycrypto.com/deals and scrolling down to the Token Metrics section to sign up. Now, in this video, we're going to discuss my altcoin endgame strategy because I think this is something that a lot of people don't understand. Look, I love a lot of projects, but the question is, why do I love them? Well, there are different reasons, but it really boils down to two specific things. The first reason is because they can make me a lot of money. The second reason is because my personal belief system aligns with their goals. Now, in this video, we're really going to mainly be tackling reason number one, the monies, because that's what you guys care about. I know. So let's talk about the economy. We all know that the US dollar is going insane with inflation. Some people actually believe the hyperinflation is coming to the United States. Venezuela, Zimbabwe, and other countries have experienced this, and it is certainly terrible. In fact, it got so bad, the citizens in Venezuela were actually turning their worthless fiat currency into souvenirs. Imagine purses made out of dollars. That's how worthless the dollars were. Germany also experienced this back after World War I. The pain and suffering from the hyperinflation was actually what led to people accepting Hitler as their leader. He blamed all the other countries in the world for their dire economic pain and situation. The people rallied behind that. Bad move, Germany. But could we see something like that similar in America? Well, it's really hard to say. Hyperinflation is described as a 1,000% increase in inflation. Basically, $10 today would be worth less than $1 in a very short period of time. Now, most economists do not believe that we are heading to hyperinflation, but some do believe it is possible. The US dollar really is being held above water due to its spot as the world reserve currency. So even though it's getting printed out of control right now with no end in sight, the world economy is keeping it relatively strong. And I know what you're thinking right now at this point.
What the heck does this have to do with making money with altcoins?
Well, I'll tell you. The dollar isn't going away anytime soon. A worst case scenario of hyperinflation is possible, but it isn't likely. This means the crypto system is not replacing the dollar in the next year. 10 years down the road, who knows? But for now, it just simply isn't happening. So you know those bills that you got? Well, they got to be paid with cash. So as much as we believe in cryptocurrency here on the channel, we just bought a brand new 30,000 square foot building for Hit Network, and we bought it with cash. The seller doesn't take ETH. Most of you aren't in a position to play a long game and accumulate crypto indefinitely in hopes that it totally replaces our financial system one day. So you don't want to cash out all of your crypto, of course. Even at the top of the market, when we sell out of many of our positions, we will be keeping a big amount of crypto as a hedge against the current financial system. And there does exist a chance that maybe the market matures and we don't get a deep bear market. I think that's unlikely, but we don't want to miss out on all of our exposure if it does happen. So in the span of this year, what you should be thinking is, how can you keep positions in the top coins you believe will be around long term, and which coins do you want to sell out of? So here are my long-term holds. Coins that I will not be selling the majority of my holdings no matter what. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Chainlink, possibly Polkadot at this point. I will sell off some at the top in hopes to add to my stacks over the bear market. Now, many people will tell you the name of the game is to stack up Bitcoin. And yes, I believe that. But I also believe it's equally, if not more important, to try to add to your holdings in these other top coins. If you didn't know, Ethereum has consistently outperformed Bitcoin the last few years. So wouldn't you want to stack up some more ETH? As laggy as ETH has been and underperforming this year, still has outperformed Bitcoin. Think about that. But regardless, stack up the top coins, including Bitcoin. But the harder question is, what do you do with the rest of the coins that you own? And for this, I would tell you to break them down into two categories. Projects you think you can make money on, and projects that you believe in and want to support. You guys know I love social media blockchains because I cannot stand traditional social media companies. I like making content and building a platform on them, but I hate censorship, invasion of privacy, and data theft. Facebook basically ruined an entire generation of privacy in a matter of just a few years. Social media blockchains like Hyper and SoMe are projects that I support. I'm an advisor for both. Now, I'm going to continue supporting those projects because they do align with my belief system. On the other hand, for a lot of these projects in my portfolio, I'm a stone cold assassin. I want to use them to make more money, to build my business, and to gain more crypto that I do care about. This is pretty hard because I'm about to pick on a project. And listen, no offense to people who like this coin, but for me, Compound, for instance. This is a six-figure holding in my portfolio. I only invested big into it because I heard some rumors of an alliance or index fund or something that never materialized. Now, it never happened, at least of yet, but that's the only reason I bought it. I have no ties to Compound. I don't use Compound. I don't care about Compound. But if it pumps, bet your bottom Satoshi, I'm going to move it for something else that I do care about. Once again, no hate to Compound or his community. That's not the point. I'm just using it as an example. I know some people do love it. But honestly, most projects in my portfolio, I do have some type of an allegiance to. But there are still many I'm only in it for the money. Believe it or not, you can actually be in crypto, both for the money and for the movement. So here's your homework, if you will. You need to look at your altcoin portfolio and decide which projects are non-negotiable long-term holds for you, and which projects you are simply using for gain. For you, it may be all about the gains, and maybe you're confident in the dollar and you want to cash out everything at the top of the market. That's fine if that's your thing, no problem. You do you, bud. But point is, you need a plan. You don't want to get to the end of this bull market and try to figure out all of this on the fly. It is not going to work out well for you. So sitting down right now with your portfolio and figuring out which projects you want to slowly convert coins that pump into is something that will put you way ahead of the curve. For all the ones that you want to move out of, your strategy should be to wait for them to be in the green and sell them. Now, the optimal move would be to sell the coins you aren't interested in holding long term when they're in the green, and moving into the projects you do want to hold long term on days when those are in the red. Buy low, sell high. It's always a winning strategy. Now, in my interview with Michael Saylor, he said Bitcoin is the apex predator in the world of assets. Holding it is obvious. But he said that altcoins are more like venture capital projects, and I kind of agree with him. Most altcoins aren't currencies themselves, so their value is in their product. So pick out the projects that you think will have valuable products that you believe in and stick with those. Use other altcoins like cheap whore, stack some sats. But let me know what you think. What's your in-game strategy for altcoins? Drop that down below. That's all I got. Be blessed. Boy out.